Let's take a minute to appreciate and acknowledge grieving, grief in correlation with bliss and satisfaction and happiness. I think it's something that we don't really talk about too much, and many people really don't reference when you're sitting in grief and sacrifice, forfeiture of a life that you once had in order to live the life that you're currently living, right? So we have these moments where we have to let go of everything that once was so that everything that could possibly and potentially be will become the reality that we're living in if we allow ourselves to do so. And it's very painful. It's very hard to correlate between those two lines of the peaks and the valleys, right? And to find your middle ground, and how high are your peaks versus how low are your valleys, right? You want to get to a point where you're like this and not this. You want to be as close to center as possible. So as I'm stepping forward with my life into the best possible outcome that I could create, based off of my preferences, based off the default settings that I was given in life, I've been holding on to a lot of things, and I acknowledge it. I'm aware of them. They're no longer preferable to carry them with me forward, and I can't ignore that, so I validate it. I think one of the biggest things right now for me personally as to why life is just so phenomenal is a very small detail. I used to feel and know, based off of my understanding and comprehension of life in relationships with friends, with acquaintances, with colleagues, with lovers, with partners, business, personal, whatever, that they needed to showcase agape, charity, unconditional love, and hold space for me when I'm going through traumatic events, or that they needed to show up for me and show me what an example would be. But instead it was more of showing me that I had to be willing to allow myself to hold that space for me, not from them. Now, it takes a very strong, courageous individual, one, to hold and host that space for someone, but secondly, that somebody could recognize that up front and realize when somebody is allowing someone in their space and their energy to elicit emotions that are not preferable to them personally, but they love you enough to allow you to have that space within their energetic field and their presence. That is a gift. Secondly, that they're patient enough with you and trust you enough. They entrust you with the belief that you can work through it yourself, that you're strong enough to do so, that you're intelligent enough to do so emotionally, intellectually, spiritually. And while doing that and holding space for yourself to feel your emotions, because as you're going forward to receive all of the gifts and wonder of the world that you want to live in, the space that you want to breathe in, that level of satisfaction, knowing that you've grown and you're progressing towards everything every day, and you're planting roots and you're watering your trees and your plants, and your roots are growing, and you're allowing yourself to be still. It is uncomfortable. It is not preferable when you're living in a state of scarcity, a mindset of fear, of doubt, of hesitation, of the unknown. So what can you do to make it positive? What am I going to learn? What am I going to experience? What am I prepared for? What am I not? and that they don't have to hold your hand and sit with you in your pain. That is not their pain to take on. They can observe it and say, I love you, but your pain is not mine. I will observe it, but I will not take that on, because that is not fair to me and it's not fair to you. If I take your pain for you, then I am going to be in pain. And if I take your pain from you, then you're going to be sitting with me in pain. We need that ourselves, for ourselves, so you can empower those around you for the betterment of your collective of people, your family, your group, your friends. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm surrounded by very specific, small number of individuals now that match me. And that's the beauty of life, my friends, my comrades. 00101110 is the code. You'll know what to do with that. This is a channeled message from yours truly, Jesse Jubilee. I hope you have a wonderful day. There's more to come. I've been working on some big things. I've offset a lot of things. Life is beautiful. I've been offered a lot of opportunities. A lot of people have shown up in the right ways because I have shown up in the right way for myself, and it's reflective of my family, of my close friends, and I love seeing everybody win. This is the type of energy that I will sustain, because this is now that level for me. I can look back respectively now in this moment as I just threw like half of my house away. Because there are things and items that I've been holding on to for so long that used to mean so much to me, to give me comfort as a reminder. I don't need it anymore. And the more I'm going through things, the less triggered I'm going to be by memories or names or things. And so it's kind of like this whole new makeover and this whole new everything, where I literally can't take many things with me. I think I can take 9% of what my life has given me up to this point into this next phase, and I'm totally okay with that. Single digits, man. Yeah. And then 1,000x that, you know what I mean? Like, that's the mindset that we're in, is like, it's not 10x, it's 1,000x your life right now. That's the frequency of the sun right now with the solar flares. That's the Schumann resonance, you name it. And June 3rd is the biggest astrological event we're going to have this year. Go doubt, June 3rd, we're in Gemini season, baby. Man, love my Geminis. I'm a Gemini mid-heaven. So this is a huge thing for me. I haven't been making too much content because I've been transmuting a lot of things. I've been working through a lot. I've been triggered more than I think I ever have in this past month by things that I can just work through now. That's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful place. And I do look at things through lenses of optimism, those rose-colored glasses, those rose-colored lenses, because I literally have them. It's pretty neat. Isn't that neat? I think it's pretty neat. Do the opposite of what people tell you not to do or tell you to do. Do what feels right. Don't hurt anybody. Don't break any laws, but just be truthful to yourself. Love yourself enough to hold space for yourself, to feel your feelings, and know that you are strong enough to work through those things yourself. And if you're lucky enough to have somebody sit there patiently and observe and love you through that, that is incredible. Sometimes that person is the person in the mirror. Sometimes it's a lover, it's a friend, it's a brother, it's a sister, it's a child. Whoever that is, they look up to you, they believe in you. That's pretty neat. The song I posted, Dead and Gone by T.I. and Justin Timberlake, says it best. Go listen to it. Read the lyrics. Dead and Gone by T.I. with Justin Timberlake. Yeah. It's time, my friends. It's time. It's time to breathe. It's time to live. It's time to be still. It's time to embrace all of the seeds that we planted years ago. It's time to let go of anything and everything that is no longer serving you and your highest good. And you have a mission while you're here. Stop feeding into all of the other things. Water your own goddamn lawn. I love you.